Hi guys, Top Pops here, and today I'm going to be doing Top 5 Pops That Don't Look Like Pops, Part 2. So let's get started. Now, if you guys didn't see the last one and don't know what I'm talking about here, actually, a lot of you guys really liked it. I think it got over 300,000 views, so I decided to do another one of these just because I thought you guys really liked the last one, so we're going to do another one. Now, what I mean by Top 5 Pops That Don't Look Like Pops, I mean like this. So, I love the Kurt Cobain pop, don't get me wrong. It's just the big black eyes and the giant head is what I'm talking about. Like, normally his head would be about half the size, maybe a quarter if it was a normal figure, but for this one, because it is like this bigger kind of style with the big head and small eyes, like they're big black eyes, I'm switching it up and we're not going to be doing pops like this. So I've got 5 pops that have very different styles and they're all considered pops, don't get me wrong, it's just that they're very different and don't look anything like a pop or less like a pop than they would normally. So that's why we're not doing characters like this, we're doing them more like the ones that I have down there. But let's get started.
No? Huh, okay. Eh?
Okay, so at my number 5 spot, we actually have Carl, which is a minion. So this one's such a cool character. I think it's very different. Now, they do have that little eye there, but it is to go with the bigger part of his eye with the white around it. Then he's got the goggle going around there with the strap going all the way around there. And then he's even got the little little G on his chest there, which I think is really cool. And I just love these movies, and I think the first one and the second one were really funny, but then after they started doing a lot of them, it got kind of annoying and like repetitive. But I do think the first 2 were really good. Especially liked how Steve Carell was Gru in that, but this one is just a very different character. As you guys can see, it doesn't have a big head and a small body, it's just one big Twinkie, I guess you could say. Do you know they did have, if I'm not mistaken, they had Minion Twinkies and they were banana flavored, if I'm not mistaken, because these guys love bananas. Or they say banana in the movie a lot, but they eat bananas in the movie too. But still, they also have the hand where it goes up to there, and normally pops don't have mouths. This one does. I mean, less pops have mouths, but this one's got a mouth. This one also has very detailed overalls as well. As you guys can see here, it's got the very detailed, I don't know if you guys can see it, but like on it, it's got like little stitching marks, and that's very detailed as well as pockets and stuff like that. So this thing looks nothing like a pop. I think it had to be on this list. It wasn't on the first list, but I kind of forgot about it actually after people saw it in the background. There's also this one here too, which is the fire alarm minion. I didn't pick this one because this one's a little bit more out there. I thought we would just go with Carl for the one, but this is also another one that's just like that, as you guys can see here. But that's what I wanted to do for number 5. Let's go on to the number 4 spot.
I just want to celebrate another day. I put my faith in the people, but the people let me down. So I turn the other way.
Now, the rest of these I actually have in their boxes because I've been putting them back in their boxes, but we're going to start with this one here at the number 4 spot, which is Conehead Zombie. Now, as you guys can see here, this one does have a bit of a bigger head, but the eyes are very different. I actually want to take this one out of the box because I think this entire line of zombies, more so than the pea shooter and the sunflower, are more so ones that look nothing like pops. Like, as you guys can see here, this Conehead Zombie, the only thing that really makes them look like a pop is the bigger-ish head. But they do have big heads in the game anyways. So I do like the cone they gave him on top of there. It is such a tall character. The body there with the tie and everything looks good. Now, they did give him a mouth like normal. This is what the head would look like in the game. I think PopCap wanted them to make pops, but also wanted to make them look like figures as well. PopCap is the company that makes these guys. If you didn't know, they're the company for Plants vs. Zombies. This was the original Plants vs. Zombies pops that came out in like 2012. And as you guys can see here on the back of this box, they do have all of these different ones, but I think the Disco Zombie, the original Zombie, and then the Conehead Zombie are the ones that look the least like pops. That's why I picked this one here, because I just recently got this one when I went over to Play and Collect. But I do think this one does look nothing like a pop, so I guess we'll just move on to the next one here. So let's go on to the number 3 spot. Ooh, now I'm focused.
There's a kid here! A human kid! Oh!
At my number 3 spot, guys, we have one that's newer, and this is from Monsters, Inc. Well, actually, the original Monsters. They don't put Monsters, Inc. on there. That's weird. It just says Disney Pixar's Monsters. I wonder if that's a mistake. No, probably not. But anyways, guys, we have Chef. Now, Chef is one of my favorite characters I own right now. I probably could have picked Roz from this as well, but I think Chef was a cooler one to pick because of how different he is. I'm gonna take this one out of the box, but let me show you what I mean, guys, by the Disney monsters. Look, it doesn't say Monsters Inc., it just says Monsters. Weird. Anyways, let's move on to this here. So, as you guys can see here, I picked this one over Roz because of the way it is. I mean, the only thing that's really up with him is the little black eyes there. But other than that, he is very different. You guys can tell, if you guys saw this sitting there, this is exactly what he looks like. In the movie, he has the eyes kind of like that anyways. And they're spread apart farther than normal eyes like that. But you guys can see here, it's got a mouth. He's even got the little bandage on his... one of his tentacles there, which I think is really funny. And then he's got the knife held in the other hand, or other tentacle. I like the tentacles on him. I think it gives it the most, like it's the most different part about him, because you don't see tentacles on Pops like this too often. And I do think the sculpt on this is great. I now have the full set of this one. I don't know what this means here. If you guys know what that symbol is there, find out for me. Put it in the comment section below. You'll probably be able to find it. I might check it later, and if I find it, I'll tell you guys. But I'm not sure. It probably means something cool, or maybe like a secret hidden thing, but I do like how they gave it the knot here to make it like it's actually tied. Pretty much, guys, just this entire character in general is very different. Like, if you guys saw this sitting here, this compared to Kurt Cobain, like if you guys saw these two things, you'd be like, yeah, this is a pop, but I don't know about this one here. This one might not be. I think the eyes would give it away the most. But other than that, I think this one's such a different character, so many different things going on with it that you don't see on a normal Pop, like the tentacles, like how it's holding something like this, and then it's got the bandage. Also, guys, the head is a bit bigger, yes, but it's all one body, and it doesn't rotate in the middle. You can't rotate it. So this is why I think this one's very different. But anyways, guys, let's move on to the number 2 spot.
Imagine if we gave you something free to play with and dropped in a bunch of like-minded chums. In fact, imagine a whole community of happy little sack chums.
So guys, at my number 2 spot, we have one that I think looks, honestly, like you pulled it out of the game. I checked my last one because I was wondering if I put this one in the last one, and I didn't, and I was very surprised about that. But let me just take them out of the box so we have them out. And it is a PlayStation 1, and it is Sackboy. Now, Sackboy, look at this thing, guys. It literally looks like it just came out of Little Big Planet. Like, I'm not even kidding, guys. That could have been right out of the game. But I wanted to put this one in here because of how similar it looks to the actual game. The eyes are like this in the game anyways, guys. They have the black eyes like that. So really, it's like this is the character from the game. Like, I swear they made little figures of this. Another company did, not Funko. And they looked like this, just a slight bit smaller. So... I mean, seriously, guys, look at this. And it's even got the stitching going all the way around it. And this is a pop from like 20... Let me check what year this came out. Actually, let me check the bottom. This is 2013 this came out. So really, guys, this thing is something that I wouldn't have expected to see from Funko in 2013. And it is a very different character. And I just think the zipper looks good on it. It's got a nice paint job. The mouth indent. Now, Pops don't normally have mouths, guys. And all of these ones that I've shown so far have a mouth. Especially like the Kermit one here, guys. This is one that I could have put on it, but the giant head kind of gave it away for a pop here. But again, guys, like Kermit here, they don't normally have mouths. And when they do, they look pretty good because they usually give them a good reason to have a mouth. So these ones having mouths are very different. And as you guys can see here, like sometimes like with Kurt Cobain, I keep going back to him. He has a beard, but they don't give him a mouth per se. They just give him a spot where the mouth would be, like right around here. So that's why I chose this one for it, because he has a mouth. And he's got, this is pretty much, guys, like literally, this is the character out of the game. But that's why I chose him. But anyways, guys, let's move on to the number 1 spot.
Winter's coming.
This one will be long, and dark things will come with it.
I saw what I saw.
I know they did it. In my bones, I know it.
Boy won't talk, and if he does...
Okay, guys, so last but not least, on my number 1 spot, we have one that you guys would probably think is not a pop, and you guys would be like, oh, that's not a pop at all. It is from the Pop Game of Thrones line, and it is the Iron Throne. Now, you guys are probably like, what the heck? Look at this thing, guys. A New York Comic Con exclusive from 2015, if I'm not mistaken. It doesn't say, but I swear it was. But this thing, guys, is just such an odd character. It's worth a lot, actually, now that I think about it. It's worth like $90, I think. And you guys can see on the back here, all of the other characters have the large head and big eyes and everything like that. So I don't know why they made this one like this, but I swear it's such a cool pop. This was only $24 at Hot Topic. That's not even that bad, honestly. Let me see. Wait, I gotta open it from the top. Let me take this one out for you guys so you can see it. This is one that I'm pretty proud of having in the collection. I think it looks amazing, honestly, and I just recently put it back in its box. People wanted me to show this one off for this one last time, and I forgot about it. I didn't forget about it, but I thought I had some better ones. So here it is here, guys. This is the Iron Throne, which you guys would think, like, that's such a cool, like, figure, but it's not a pop, guys. As you guys can see, even showing it off with ones that don't look like pops, this one is the one that looks most like not a pop. Now, they also, it's pretty cool. They made them big enough so, like, characters can actually stand on it, so that's cool. It's got, like, this, and how Jetta Patrol puts Jack on his, which I think is pretty cool. I might start putting the Minion on there. I don't know. If I keep it out of the box, I might, if I can, find a cheap one online, because there have been people selling fake ones. You know, just keep a fake one out of the box, like if it's 30 bucks or whatever. But I think that looks pretty cool right there. Just like that, guys. You know what I mean? The Minion on top of the Iron Throne looks really cool. But that's why I wanted to put this one at my #1 spot, just because of how different it really is, guys. And this one's just such a cool character in general. But I think we're going to end it off there, guys. If you guys enjoyed this video or want me to do a part 3 to this one, because I for sure can, I 100% have enough characters for it. I just got to kind of look around a bit. Last time, if you guys want to go back and watch the original video of this one, I'll have a link to it in the description below. It was actually a really fun video to film, and I thought last time I put a lot of thought into it, and then this time, hold on one second. Last time I put a lot of thought into it, and now this time I found some other ones that I think are pretty good as well. So if you guys enjoyed this one, leave a like on this, comment, subscribe, do all that stuff. And this has been another episode of Top Pops Popsters. Thanks for watching.